Catching a wave or camping under the stars for the very first time, there's no better feeling. And that's why Hyundai built their first ever sport adventure vehicle, the Hyundai Santa Cruz, to help you on the journey to all of your firsts.
Santa Cruz combines the comfort of an SUV with the versatility of an open bed. Any adventure you imagine, Santa Cruz delivers.
It's unlike anything on the road or off it, thanks to the available H-Track all-wheel drive. And don't forget, like every Hyundai, it's backed by America's best warranty and includes up to 3 years of complimentary maintenance. Finding more firsts. It's your journey in the first ever Hyundai Santa Cruz.
Hey, it's Ben Maller. This podcast is sponsored by M1 Finance. When it comes to your financial fitness, it's best to prepare for the long game. M1 Finance gives you all the tools you need to grow your wealth without charging any management fees, so you can put more of your money where it counts. Plus, with the Finance Super app, you can invest, borrow, and spend all in one place, making it easier to see the big picture. Visit m1finance.com/Ben Maller. That's M1 with the number 1 to sign up and get a $30 bonus when you make a $1,000 deposit after approval. Terms and conditions apply. Investing involves risk, including the risk of loss. M1 Finance, member FINRA SIPC. Hello and welcome. It's hour number three of our radio program. And how about them Cowboys? The Dallas Cowboys, who took it on the chin against Jacksonville in an exhibition game. But their owner, Jerry Jones, continues to feed the content kitty. Jerry Jones saying recently that Tony Romo is a Hall of Fame player in his book. But what are the odds? What are the odds that the Cowboy legend makes the Hall of Fame? We discuss that and much more right now in hour number 3. Hey, thanks for listening to the Ben Maller Show podcast. It's me, Ben. Be sure to catch us live every weeknight from 2 to 6 Eastern, 11 p.m. to 3 a.m. Pacific, right here on Fox Sports Radio. You can find your local station for the Ben Maller Show over at foxsportsradio.com or stream us live every night on the iHeartRadio app by searching FSR.
You're listening to Fox Sports Radio.
Romo on the go. For what? Welcome in the beginning of another hour of the Ben Maller Show. We are together in the air everywhere as we slither along coast to coast, border to border, and beyond on the vast and powerful microphones of FSR, emanating live from under the moonlight, camouflaged by the darkness, the Fox Sports Radio studios in the Northwoods. Hope all is okay for you. Can't be that bad. You're listening to a sports talk radio show when most people are sleeping. If you're listening live, and if you're listening when most people are awake, thank you, because you downloaded the podcast, and that helps us out as well. Our lead this hour coming from Jerry's World. When in doubt, throw Jerry Jones' name out. That's the key to talk radio. So Jerry made some recent comments about his former quarterback that had people chirping, certainly crossed my sonar. And we were not in the catbird seat when this happened, but I said, I cannot let this go by. I cannot. I need to talk about this. So let me get you caught up to speed. If you didn't see this, and it's possible you didn't. So Jerry Jones saying recently that he believes former quarterback Tony Romo should be a first ballot Hall of Fame selection. Now, Jerry discussing Romo on a radio show that he does in the Dallas area. I seem to forget what station that is. I don't know why. But they were discussing about the eligibility for the Hall of Fame. Tony is eligible for the first time next year in 2022, so he could conceivably be the class of 2022. That's his first opportunity to get in the Hall of Fame. I think I explained that pretty clearly. So here's the quote from Jerry Jones. He said, quote, "Well, I think there's no question in my mind that Tony is skilled at a skilled level and had accomplishments statistically that were there," Jerry Jones opined. The Cowboy owner continues saying the fact that we did not have a Super Bowl during that time is always going to be in the conversation, as to where Tony Romo will rank, not rank, but, quote continues from Jerry Jones, where he's acknowledged. You're talking about a guy that he would be a first-round ballot with me. I think it's his first ballot. I don't know why I said first round. I don't apologize for that, close quote from Jerry Jones. So let us discuss. Right? What are the odds? What are the odds that Tony Romo ends up in the Hall of Fame? Now, the odds are going to surprise you. The Maller odds, Tony Romo ends up in the Hall of Fame, plus 150. Now, that implies a 40% chance, 40%, almost a 50% chance Tony Romo ends up in the Hall of Fame. And let me make my elevator pitch why. All right, my views on this. You've got mustard, polite society, and bubble gum. And we'll connect all of this together. Now, first of all, if you've listened to Fox Sports Radio over the years, during the Tony Romo era, we were on these airwaves, and you will not find anyone in syndicated radio that was a bigger fan of Tony Romo. It was so out of control. We had a caller in Dallas in that era, years ago, that accused me of being a Romo-sexual.
Romo-sexual?
That's right. That's the drop from that era because of my love of Tony Romo when he was working his magic for the Cowboys. And Romo was a one-man band for Dallas, reminiscent of Jameis Winston, what he did in Tampa Bay, where you never knew what you were going to get. Touchdown here, interception there, amazing play there, dumb play there. It was a fun zone with Tony Romo and the Cowboys. Now, let's get down.
You won't see a more gifted passer.
That's right. Now, in terms of gold jacket status, all right, in terms of gold jacket status, so let's get down to the nitty-gritty here. If you take a look at the Maller Pro Football Hall of Fame criteria, which is really all the criteria that matter, we have an imaginary vote here on the bully pulpit of overnight radio. So we ask a series of questions for the Hall of Fame. Were you a regular season MVP? Were you a defensive player of the year if you're on defense? But this is offense. So were you a regular season league MVP? The answer is no. Were you an all-pro even once? Not Pro Bowl. Pro Bowl, a lot of people get to the Pro Bowl. Were you an all-pro? That's special. No. Did you make the all-decade team? I believe that's also a no. Can the history of football during your time be written without mentioning your name? And you could debate that one and say that Tony Romo was involved in some very interesting moments during his career. So you need to mention Tony's name, and you would not be telling that era properly without mentioning Tony's name. But the problem is you have to check two of those boxes to be considered for the Hall of Fame under the time-tested Maller Pro Football Hall of Fame criteria. But wait, there's more, right? Under that particular criteria, Romo does not pass the muster. He doesn't. But that's the hardline criteria. Real life is much different. It's much easier to get in the Pro Football Hall of Fame than following the criteria I have. Now, secondly, the reason that Tony Romo has a shot here to pull the upset, there's a couple things working in his favor. The aura of the Cowboys is strong. And if you look at the players on the fence who have worn the Dallas uniform, seemingly all get in the Hall of Fame. There are certain teams where that is not the case, but if it's all things being equal and you wore the Cowboy uniform, you get in the Hall of Fame. Many greats have been under center and in Dallas over the years, and Tony Romo has either matched or passed all of them by in his time. Do you realize that Romo retired as the Cowboys' all-time leader in passing yards, passing touchdowns, and passer rating when he retired a couple years back? Third in quarterback wins behind Troy Aikman and Roger Staubach. So this is a popularity contest. Tony can impress the polite society of voters for the Hall of Fame. Plus, you've got Jerry Jones, who will run in. Right? Jerry Jones will run in with his funny one-liners and zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day. He'll tell some amazing story about
I want me some glory hole.
Yeah, and then the voters will be amazed, and they'll be, okay, Jerry wants some glory hole, so we better give him Tony Romo.
I've been thinking about it a lot in the shower.
Yeah, of course. Listen, there are quarterbacks who are worse than Tony Romo already in the Hall of Fame, and one of them that comes to mind played for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, this is the third rail, Mama, I am the third rail. What if I told you that Troy Aikman was a lesser quarterback than Tony Romo? Would I be struck by lightning? Would the gremlins attack my equipment here in the studio if I said that? Now, I have nothing against Aikman. He's done a fine job on Fox over the years. This is me covering my tracks. But statistically and the eyeball test, when I think of that era of the Cowboys, when Aikman played, I think of Emmitt Smith. I think of above-average defense. And Troy Aikman along for the ride. That's what I think of in that era of the Cowboys. And statistically, the numbers back that up. Aikman, I know it's a different era of the NFL, but he was an average quarterback. He never had 3,500 yards passing in a season because Emmitt Smith, why would he? Emmitt Smith was the Cowboys in that era. Never tossed over 20 touchdowns, Troy Aikman in his career. His average 7 yards per attempt, that's a baseline quarterback. His passer rating, Aikman, was 81.6. If you do a side-by-side comparison, Tony Romo is a better player than Troy Aikman. Mind-blowing, right? People lose their nuts when they're like, what are you doing? They think you're crazy, right? Aikman, career 570 winning percentage for the Dallas Cowboys. Tony Romo, a 614 winning percentage in the regular season games he started. Romo had a higher completion percentage, more yards, more touchdowns, higher quarterback rating, fewer interceptions, higher yards per attempt. Tony averaged 7.9 yards per attempt. 7.9. That's borderline stud. And what about the playoffs? Well, that's always the issue, right? What about the playoffs? Well, that's a team award. We point this out quite often, that's the last thing you look at to get in the Hall of Fame. An individual does not win a championship in football. A team wins a championship. So you should not penalize people who end up being in situations that are not particularly great if they're individually good. And by the way, just for S and giggles, Tony Romo, a 93.0 passer rating in the postseason, quarterback rating, higher than Troy Aikman. As a postseason quarterback, Romo had a higher passer rating. Now, Tony, this is an undrafted free agent. This is not a number one pick. The guy played 14 seasons, parts of 14 seasons in the NFL. At the time of his retirement, Tony Romo had the highest career passer rating of any quarterback that had not won a Super Bowl as a starter. Highest of all time. Led the NFL in completion percentage, passer rating in that magical 2014 season. Now, he did get hurt a lot. Missed 36 games because of injury. When he played, oftentimes he was dinged up, but that's football. The bumps and bruises of football. All right, final thought. So the reason I am sticking at 40%, despite Romo not meeting my own Hall of Fame criteria, is why? Why am I doing it? Because he is going to be able to do the dipsy-do. Think bubble gum. Double mint gum. Double your pleasure, double your fun. Because not only can Tony Romo get in to the Hall of Fame as a player, but much like there's more than one way to peel an orange, not only does Romo have a long shot chance to get in based on his playing career, he's got the back door. He can sneak in the Hall of Fame in the back door. Tony Romo has now been a very successful lead commentator on CBS. He is universally loved in the booth. Tony can then do a little sidestep and do a jig if he wants, or the Charleston, I don't care, into a gold jacket with a microphone in hand. It still counts. He's in the Hall of Fame. Right? Do they put a dunce cap on the Hall of Fame if you're a broadcaster? It's not like you're ostracized if you're a broadcaster in the Hall of Fame. So, again, just to recap, I would not put Romo in based on his criteria, the criteria that I have, but I still think there's a 40% chance that he gets in. And it's not only Troy Aikman. I used Aikman as an example, but there are other quarterbacks that statistically Tony Romo is much better than that are in the Hall of Fame right now. So that's the deal. It's like in baseball, there used to be this criteria where if you hit certain numbers, you reach that threshold, you're in the Hall of Fame. Football doesn't have that. It's completely a subjective situation. in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. The numbers, there's certain numbers that you should be in the Hall of Fame, but it's not guaranteed at all. All right, it is the Ben Maller Show. If you want to talk about any of that, we'll take your phone calls here at 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. You can be part of the fun. Also, on Twitter, at Ben Maller. That's at Ben Maller. You can give us real-time feedback, and we might even use your message on the air. On the air. You big dummy. You're a big dummy. What is that all about? We'll get to it, and we will do it next.
Be sure to catch live editions of the Ben Maller Show weekdays at 2 a.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Pacific on Fox Sports Radio and the iHeartRadio app.
Catching that first wave, spending that first night camping under the starry sky, there's no better feeling, which is why I'm excited for the first ever Hyundai Santa Cruz, built to help you on your journey to all your firsts.
As Hyundai's first sport adventure vehicle, Santa Cruz combines the comfort of an SUV with the versatility of an open bed. It has useful features like an easy-to-use tailgate, lockable bed cover, and a built-in cargo bed beverage cooler. Any adventure you can imagine, Santa Cruz delivers.
Built to help you on the journey to all of your firsts. It's also packed with available tech like Bose Premium Audio and Hyundai Digital Key, which lets you unlock your door with just your phone. Pair all of that with available H-Track, all-wheel drive, and it's unlike anything on the road or off it.
And don't forget, like every Hyundai, it's backed by America's best warranty and includes up to 3 years of complimentary maintenance. Finding more firsts. It's your journey in the first ever Hyundai Santa Cruz.
It's crazy how much we have to pay for outdated, impersonal healthcare, and even crazier that we all just accept it. It's time to face facts. Healthcare is backwards. Luckily, there's Forward, a new approach to primary care that's surprisingly personal and refreshingly straightforward. Forward never makes you feel like just another patient. Backed by top-rated doctors and the latest tech, Forward gives you access to personalized care whenever you need it. Using in-depth genetic analysis and real-time blood work, Forward's top-rated doctors provide you with in-depth insights to better understand your genetics, mental, and physical health. They then create custom, easy-to-understand plans to help guide you to achieving long-term health. With Forward, you get unlimited in-person visits with your doctor and access to care anytime via the Forward app, all for one flat monthly fee. It's time to stop accepting backwards healthcare and start moving your health forward. Visit GoForward.com today to learn more. That's GoForward.com.
Football's right around the corner. Get in on the action with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. And with the NFL returning, DraftKings is giving new customers $200 in free bets instantly when you bet $1 or more on any football game. And for week one, DraftKings is giving all new customers a free shot at a $1 million top prize. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code MALLER to receive $200 in free bets when you place a $1 bet on any football game and get a shot at a $1 million top prize with your first deposit. That's code MALLER for a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Must be 21 or older and present in New Jersey, Indiana, or Pennsylvania only. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit, $1 wager required. One per customer. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or in Indiana, 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
Listen up, Maller Militia. The Ben Maller Show is the show of the people, by the people, for the people. Join the movement and follow your host on Twitter. He's at Ben Maller. And you can tweet at and follow our technical producer. He plays all the music and most of the funny sound bites. The Ben Maller Show. His first name is Roberto. His last name is Flores. You can follow him at Raider_Rob24.
Arriba, arriba, arriba. Ándale, ándale, epa!
And live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, it's Ben Maller.
Later this hour, we will have the Instant Advice Line, unscreened radio. We're coming your way, whether you like it or not, whether you're prepared for it or not. Charlie in San Antonio says the Maller Hall of Fame checklist lost all credibility when you put Shady McCoy in the Hall of Fame. Yes, Shady McCoy does qualify as a Hall of Famer. He should be in the Hall of Fame. Alf, the alien opiner, says, with monologues like that, nickname number 50 better be Romosexual. He says, we didn't see that coming unless we did. No, I said, listen, under my criteria, he would not be in the Hall of Fame. Would not. But there's a 40% chance he can do the old dipsy-do. Jerry Jones could put a Jedi mind trick on the Hall of Fame voters and get in. And we know the power of broadcasting. John Gruden, one of the reasons John Gruden got a forever contract with the Raiders is because of the fact that he was on Monday Night Football. And then they're like, well, that's the guy that we had. We got to get him back. We let him go. And he's a genius on Monday Night Football. And he's a big boob when he coaches the Raiders now. The Lord of Mediocrity. We'll take some phone calls. It is the Maller Show. And let's say hello to Hollerin' James in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Hello, Hollerin' James.
Hollerin' James is the bearer of good news and good gifts. Hey, Ben, how do you feel about Bart Simpson, rap artist?
I was thinking when I came in here, I hope I can talk about Bart Simpson as a rap artist. I hope I can get that content on the air. And, James, you've made my dreams come true. That's the thing. You're on the pulse of the people, Hollerin' James.
I want to send it to you, but I need a return box envelope with a stamp to send it to you because I want to.
Well, hold on a second. Well, you don't need to send it to me. What? Give me a little taste. What does it sound like? Pretend you're Bart Simpson, Hollerin' James, and do a little as if you.
Man, don't have a cow, man.
Wow.
Give me a little more.
Over. What are you talking about?
James, you're on a roll. How many pills did you take today, James?
I took 36 pills a day.
Yeah. It's the most amazing fact I've heard from a caller in some time. So 36 pills a day. We've done, for those of you that are new to the show, and you do that 7 days a week, correct?
Yeah.
So that's 252 pills you take every single week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's a lot of pills.
I take more pills than more baseball players on steroids.
Yeah, and you sound like a guy that takes. Well, that's we did the math on that. That's over 13,000 pills a year that you take, Hollerin' James. 13,104. What?
The 13,000 pills a year?
Well, yeah, if you take 36 pills a day, and that's times 7, 250, whatever it is, and then times 52, 252 a week, times 52, and in a leap year, it's 13,140. Am I right on that? I think I'm right on that. Yeah, there's an extra day. So.
You forget about my insulin shots too, aren't you? You're not having my
shot. Are you still the shape of a pumpkin?
Not anymore. I've lost a little weight.
You have? Well, congratulations. That's great. Now, how much weight have you lost?
I'm down to about 268.
268. And what did you weigh before?
298.
Well, that's all right. That's a great start. Now, I know, Hollerin' James, as a fat man myself here, I know it is actually, when you're fat, it
we're
seems...
not fat, Ben. Let me tell you this right now, buddy, Buster. We're not fat. We're just big boned.
Yes. That's what I told women, but they didn't believe me when I said that. They lied. They thought I was lying. But no. But seriously, it's actually when you're heavy, beginning of a diet, you should be able to lose weight pretty good, like right away. The hard part is once you've done it for a little while and then continuing to lose weight. That's the hard part.
Yeah, because it's hard to get off once you get down to a certain extent of it, unless you get a girdle. You get a girdle or you get something that fastens around your belly to shrink it, except for surgery.
Or do some exercise. How about that?
What's that?
Do some exercise. How about that?
His problem, his problem is his exercise is putting pills into his mouth. That's his exercise. He's got the strongest arms in Minnesota because he reaches down to get the pills and put them in his mouth. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
all right, James, would you like to introduce Tammy in Montana right now? You want to introduce Tammy? Say hello, welcome, Tammy.
Well, I like to welcome the most fabulous female talk show host of the Ben Maller Show. Let's introduce Tammy from Montana.
Hey, where are the white women at?
Now that is an introduction, Tammy.
That is fantastic. Thank you, Holler and James. I'm glad he was awake. I think he's keeping the pharmaceutical companies in business.
Yes, without him, the stock price of Pfizer would go down. Without Holler and James.
Very, very true. Hey, I wanted to wish a happy birthday to Sean the Hood Guy. It's his 50th. And Big Rod, the ambassador in Bakersfield, his birthday's tomorrow, and he loves waking up to a whole bunch of messages on Twitter.
Happy birthday, you old man.
Well, again, Tammy, this is not a Morning Zoo show, so Sean the Hood Guy and Rod, the ambassador of Bakersfield, I apologize, but we are unable to properly celebrate your birthday because we just can't do it, because then we'd have to do nothing but birthday shout-outs.
Well, that's it for the birthday shout-out. So I'm thinking there are a lot of people in Blind Scott's head, Eddie and Justin and me, etc. I think he owes all of us rent money. I find it hysterical that all he can do is be negative and be a total you-know-what about people. But, you know, he is pretty narcissistic, and I don't think he's ever going to have friends or girlfriends or boyfriends or family in his life for very long, but I bet those 7-Eleven guys are locking the doors when they see him coming. They're tired of his BS too, so he needs to get a different spiel. But you know what, Ben? Instead of TB12, the Broncos have TB5. I'm very excited about Bridgewater.
Hey, listen, as we predicted on this show now, as a distant relative of Nostradamus, friend of Nostradamus, Teddy Bridgewater, which will be great as a gambler. I'll be betting on the Broncos a lot because it'll be just good enough to cover the spread when they're an underdog, and I'll love that. So anyway, all right, thank you, Tammy, the lovely Tammy in Montana checking in. Very exciting. Let's keep it going on the phones, and we'll say hello to Dominican Mike in the Valley of the Sun. Hello, Dominican Mike.
Hey, what's up, Ben? What's up with that guy, man? What's up with that dude? Like, he's like 260? Like, come on, bro. For reals? Jesus Christ.
Well, listen, what do you don't need to put Jesus' name into this. I mean, the guy's a large man, and he takes a lot of pills. What do you want?
Anyways, good for him. Anyways, man. Hey, I want to tell you, man, I really enjoyed that the podcast with Anthony Gargano, man.
Oh, Gargano's awesome. Great, man. And I didn't even realize that we did a Friday podcast on the Fifth Hour with Anthony Gargano, our colleague here at Fox Sports Radio. But when he was the Mets beat writer, I didn't know him at that time. When he was the Mets beat writer, and I was back in New York, and we talked about that headline on the New York Post, and he was the post writer. And then I do remember hanging out with him at a Dodger-Phillies game when Matt Stairs hit that bleeping home run into the night at Dodger Stadium. But Gargano's wonderful. And who knew he had the movie? But I didn't know he wrote movie scripts. I had no idea.
Same here, though, and I love the stories. I love the stories he tells, the stories about the chick coming to the room being, showing up.
Yeah,
I mean, who wouldn't do that? Who wouldn't allow a hot chick to the room, Like,
exactly.
That was pretty awesome.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed that. And if you want to recommend anybody for a future Fifth Hour, let me know. We'll put them on.
I will look into that, man. But one more thing I got to tell you, man, is that the whole thing about Javi Baez, man, that is, come on, man. That's Bobby Bonilla waiting to happen right there. Come on.
Yeah.
You can't be soft like that. You can't be soft like that, for real.
Well, the bigger problem, though, Dominic, is Lindor. Because Lindor is signed for 10 years. Baez can leave in a month. He's going to leave.
True.
The Mets are going to bring him back. But Lindor's there for the better part of a decade. He's going to be a Met.
I know you and I will be gone, and he'll still be getting paid.
Exactly. I won't even be doing this show anymore, and he'll still be getting paid by the Mets. Exactly.
Anyway, have a good night, Ben.
All right, thank you. The great Dominican Mike from the Valley of the Sun, checking in. Sports gas bags and blowhards.
It's sports bag and gas bags.
Yeah. That is the Maller Militia Oath. If you want to be a member of the Maller Militia and do it officially on the air, you can call up and take the oath. State your name.
I state your name.
It's just great. Just wonderful. So Koopa Loop is away. Bo the Show is in. It's a Bo the Show production. Bo is He revealed he was away for 3 months. He last produced the show in late May, and he has gotten married. He's gotten married. Was it May or March? I confused May and March. I don't know. Maybe it was March, but it's been a while. And Bo got married. You told me you got married in Hawaii. Is that accurate? You met here, but you went to Hawaii.
I got married here. Yeah, I went to Hawaii for the honeymoon.
Yeah.
Yes.
And how does your bride feel about you having to work the overnight hours?
She loves it. It's fantastic.
That's a lie. That is incorrect. You're giving out fake information here, Bo. How dare you? Did she say, why can't you work during the day when normal people are working?
Yeah, we've had that conversation a few times.
You pointed out it's part of the job, right? It's part of the gig.
No, I wouldn't trade this for the world.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
You a lot of good gifts. They take care of you.
Yes. No, it was wonderful. It was very much worth the year and a half wait we had to go through. So.
Now, who did you invite from Fox Sports Radio? Big question here. Big question. Any management people? I was at a wedding years ago. One of the producers invited the boss, trying to suck up to management.
I did invite Big Mike Lingard.
My
boss,
Big
yes.
Mike. Yes. Did he show up?
He did not.
He did not show up.
It was on a Monday, in fairness, so he was unable to make it. I invited DJ Alex Teichert, who was not able to make it. Yes,
wonderful guy, one of our engineers. I love the vegan.
Who?
Alex Teichert.
But
we did Ask a Vegan during the beginning of COVID last year.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, and then
great guy.
Thankfully, my podcast partner Ryan Bershinger was able to attend. So,
keep trying Ryan.
That was nice. Yes.
Yeah. Is he married? He's not married, right?
No, he's not.
All right. You gonna force him to get married now? You're gonna pressure him to get married?
Well, I would imagine his girlfriend might start pushing that button soon. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Look at that. Another happy romance behind the scenes at Fox Sports Radio. All right. It is the Ben Maller Show. So Chris Collinsworth ruffling some feathers, NBC broadcast and random NFL game. Had to get their reps in. The Atlanta Falcons and the Cleveland Browns. And Josh Rosen got in the game, and Josh Rosen did his thing. And Chris Collinsworth did his thing in the broadcast booth, gave a rather honest, unfiltered comment about Josh Rosen, and this upset the 7 or 8 Josh Rosen fans that are still out there that love their Josh Rosen, are convinced that he will rise to the very top of the mountain. And here's the quote from Chris Collinsworth. I have some audio, but it's not that good, so I thought I'd just read the quote. It's probably better of me reading it than giving you some crappy audio. And the quote from Chris Collinsworth, while Rosen was under center for the ATL, quote, he's working through his issues. One of his issues is not being smart. That's what Collinsworth said regarding the quarterback, Josh Rosen, which is listen, Rosen's got 12 touchdowns and 19 interceptions in his career. He's made a fair amount of bad decisions. Of course, with anything these days, the pearl-clutching, always offended brigade, I can't believe that Chris Collinsworth would call a professional football player dumb. What's wrong with him? The good thing for for Collinsworth here is that at least he will not be called racist with Josh Rosen, but if that card always gets played when available, but I don't think that will be played for Josh Rosen. Although he is Jewish, so I guess they could say anti-Semitic or something like that. Racist. People always, some ism, they can scream and shout and yell and pout and all that stuff. All right, we need to give advice to someone in the world of sports, or media, anyone at all. If you want to recommend someone that needs our advice, the advice of the Maller Militia, send a message to me on Twitter right now, at Ben Maller. If you're listening to the live show, if you're on the podcast, screw you. You don't get a vote. But we will have the Insta Advice Line, unscreened radio. We'll get to that, and we will do it next.
Be sure to catch live editions of the Ben Maller Show weekdays at 2 a.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Pacific.
Hey, this is Jason McIntyre. Join me every weekday morning on my podcast, Straight Fire with Jason McIntyre. This isn't your typical sports pod pushing the same tired narratives down your throat every day. Straight Fire gives you honest opinions on all the biggest sports headlines, accurate stats to help you win big at the sportsbook, and all the best guests. Do yourself a favor and listen to Straight Fire with Jason McIntyre on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, it's Ben Maller. Now that the world's opening back up, so many new thrills are on the horizon. And whether you've been in a relationship for years or just getting started or are excited to get back out there and meet new people again, why not? When the moment comes, you want to be ready, Roman ready. You know what I'm saying? Go to GetRoman.com/Maller now to talk to a U.S. licensed healthcare professional. With Roman, you get a free online evaluation and ongoing care for erectile dysfunction, all from the comfort and privacy of your home. Roman Ready equals confidence, the confidence that you know you can rise to the occasion in the moment. You know what I'm saying? The whole process is straightforward, convenient, and discreet. A U.S. licensed healthcare professional will work with you to find the best treatment plan. If medication is appropriate, it ships to you free with 2-day shipping. Getting started is simple. Just go to GetRoman.com/Maller to complete an online visit. Take care of your ED without leaving your home. Complete an online visit today to connect with a U.S. licensed healthcare professional and take care of it. Go to GetRoman.com/Maller today, and if you're prescribed, get 50% off your first month of ED treatment. Make sure you're ready to have confidence and control this summer. Roman Ready.
From the first moment you tune in, you know the Ben Maller Show is not your garden variety sports talk. We welcome all the freaks of nature to the Maller Militia. Facebook's an online amusement park for all of us. You can chat with other super fans of the show. It's simple and it's free. Help support our show by liking our page. Go to Facebook.com/Ben Maller Show. And now live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, it's Ben Maller.
Hey, you sports figure guy or girl.
Who the hell are you talking to, son?
Here's some instant advice.
Hold that thought. No one's paid attention to me for 10 whole seconds.
And if you don't like it, screw you.
And away we go. It's the Instant Advice Line. Unscreened radio. The safety net is off. And away we go. This portion of the Ben Maller Show made possible by Discover Card. We believe a better tomorrow is possible for everyone. Discover something brighter. So someone in sports, someone in media, someone that needs our help. Matt said, how about Half Pint? She still needs advice. JD in Boston says we could give advice to the Patriots on who to start. And we can certainly do that. Those are fine suggestions. Fine suggestions. But I think we need to help our own Bo the Show. Bo the Show just got back from his honeymoon as one of the weekend guys. And Bo, what's your role here, Bo? You're like a weekend producer, right?
Yeah,
you fill in.
Utility guy.
Yeah, utility, like a six-man.
It's Chris Taylor.
Yeah, exactly. So, listen, me and Roberto and Eddie, we're a little older now. We've been married for a number of years, and so those guys more than me. But what is your advice to Bo the Show on having wedded bliss? Wedded bliss for Bo the Show, producer extraordinaire here at Fox Sports Radio, who is in for Koopa Loop. 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. We'll start out with you on line one. Line one, your advice to Bo the Show.
Number one.
If Jerry Jones wanted to see Tony Romo win a Super Bowl, why'd he hand over his best team to Dak Prescott?
All right, thank you for that. You're on topic there, Supermarket Steve. Let's go to line two. Line two is next. Advice to Bo the Show on having wedded bliss. All right, thank you for that, line two. Great job. Line three is next. It's the Insta Advice Line, unscreened radio, 877-99 on Fox. Giving great advice to Bo the Show. He's going to have a long, happy marriage. Hello, line three.
Happy birthday, Roberto.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Now, we don't normally do birthday shout-outs, but for your birthday, every week, Roberto.
Every Monday, baby.
Every Monday to happy birthday, Roberto. All right, line 4 is next. Hello, line 4. Line 4, going once, going twice, going 3 times.
Hello. Break up with your girlfriend.
Okay, there it is. Break. So that's good advice for Bo. Bo, now that you're married, you have to
data.
You have to break up with the girlfriend, Bo. Now that you're married,
You have to do that?
Yes, apparently.
Oh,
All right, I hate when that happens. Line 5. Hello, line 5.
Do not be like the cheating Astros.
Yeah, don't do that, man. Don't cheat like the Astros. Line 6 is next. It's the instant advice line for Fox Sports Radio producer Bo the Show. He's in for Coop here. He just got married, just got back from his honeymoon in Hawaii. Hello, line 6.
LA Clipper basketball.
Yeah, all right. Thank you for that. Line 1. Dump that. Nobody heard that, you jackass. That got dumped, you moron. That's an FCC violation, you stupid, moronic loser.
What's wrong with your Clippers?
Hey, I hope the Lakers enjoy Rondo. The guy's washed up, man. He's like a washed-up whale, Rondo, at this point. Let's go, Clippers. Let's go, Clippers. Let's go, Clippers. Woo! All right, line 1 is next. It's the instant advice line. Number 1. For Bo the Show, Wedded Bliss. Hello, line 1. That's a good fake snore. We have not had our friend from Boston that is called up. Was he Fuzzy or Fudgy? I don't know. Hello, line 2 is next. Hello, line 2. All right, line 2 is not paying attention. We're going to line 3. Line 3 is next. 877-99 on Fox. Hello, line 3.
Oh, damn, I'm on. Hey.
Yeah, thank you. All right, let's go to line 4. Line 4 is next. You're on and you're off quickly. Line 4. Hello, line 4.
Don't ever be tired.
Yeah. All right. Jerk yourself awake. Good luck on that. I don't have to do that anymore. Line, well, maybe you do more now. Line 5. Hello, line 5.
Eat more poutine.
Poutine, yes. That's a Canadian dish. Very good. Gravy on fries. I think that's what he said.
Giggity.
Line, I don't know, maybe not. Line 6. Hello, line 6.
I'm Budgie Camo. I'm a Maller Hall of Famer, and people call me a Budgie homosexual.
All right, thank you. Wow. Now the bit can continue, Roberto, because Fuzzy called in. We were going to cancel the bit if Fuzzy did not call in, but Fuzzy called in.
Fudgy.
Is it Fudgy?
Fudgy, come on.
Fuzzy. Fudgy. All right. We'll do one more. Only one more. If it's good, I'll take credit. If not, I'll blame Bo the Show. In for Koopa Loop. We're giving advice to Bo the Show on having wedded bliss. Pick a line.
Let's go with a 1.
Line 1, you're on there quickly.
Number 1.
Hey, Bo, can I sit on your lap?
What was? I didn't even understand what the guy was saying.
What?